Right, hello everybody. Welcome to Star Trek Pathos, whatever this episode name is. Who knows what it is?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Of Stone and Fate.
Yes. I mean, it's in the stream title, but yes. I totally didn't just, in the last second, remember to switch over the audio driver so that the other players could actually be heard. No, totally not. So, yes, this will probably be the last part of this episode. And, yes. We have discussed this, and there will be an episode next week. So there will be one. So now, say hello to the very special guests, the players, the cast. Hello, from top to bottom, as usual, please.
Sure, of course. Yes, hello everyone. I'm CangoFango, and I play the Human Communications Officer on the USS Pathos by the name of Doviah, Drenlich, Twossock.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Dodrebur, or Dodd, and I play Captain Shiun of the USS Pathos, who is a Vulcan.
Okay, thank you.
I am Rogue, or Sir Rogue. I play Nero, I play the pilot.
Yes, and you actually managed to end the sentence. Congratulations, I'm so glad we're making progress. Okay.
Great. I think that before as well. Once. Right. Okay.
Right.
So, that's sure.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for turning on the light.
It's alright.
I'm sure that the viewers also thank you. Right, hello CangoFango in chat, and apparently also Willis 1961, Rogue, and Roomsbath. Hello. Yes. Yes, exactly. Okay. Yes, the stream title. It auto started? Why? Question mark. Hello, Roomsbath.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
To be honest. Really? I don't know.
I mean, I can ask my players. Do you know why Twitch auto started for Roomsbath?
I don't know. Let me reach out my psionic self. Figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, we can have this going in...
I know.
Okay.
I know. The machines are taking over.
Yes.
Let's just contact...
Skynet is real!
Today it's an auto start. Tomorrow the world.
Yes.
Right.
Let's contact Twitch about it, shall we?
Hello, the infamous Trekker. Welcome.
It's fine.
Right.
Yes.
VGR, hello. Yes, let's go, indeed.
Everyone.
Or stay. You can stay and watch the stream if you want as well. That's also acceptable. What's going on? I'm still mind blown that you all are still in the same room. Well, not all of us. Some of us.
It's not in the entire chat as well. I don't believe
I'm in another
here.
country. Definitely not in the same room.
No, definitely not. There's definitely not another two tables right. There's definitely not another two tables right there.
Oh god, no.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. It's not like I'm down, the other side of town.
Yeah. Okay, you all can mean two people. Really? You all? If there are more than two? Okay. I mean, I guess if there are only two people, then yes.
Sure.
Anyway. Right, so, would anyone like to do the recap, or shall I?
Well, thank you for offering to do the recap.
Okay, I guess I'll do the recap. So,
Sure.
I mean, I'll have to find the bottle first, but... Okay, so...
Of course.
Basically, M113, archaeologists, Tetryon radiation, ancient artifacts, probably a secret society, some shady trading, and, oh yes, a city full of ruins, and that pretty much brings us up to where we started a few sessions ago, and since then, you've explored the temple, rejuvenated the salt vampires, got thrown into a pit, beamed around a whole lot, and almost got the salt sucked out by a salt vampire, but luckily there was an EV suit to protect you. And, well, technically that wasn't you. Technically even wasn't your player character, it was the supporting character. And we've actually now got the 3 main characters, all as an away team in the same scene, which is a tremendous achievement. Because all 3 are now on a 2-meter wide walkway in the temple with the 2 empty water pits either side. Ahead of you, the open door, some scientific equipment, which was left behind by one quite distressed Dr. Elora Hastings, and the room, the room which has this bluish metal platform, lists these big thin walls standing in the room, different plates with patterns on them, now has approximately 24 salt vampire creatures kneeling down and seemingly praying, or at least the closest thing to praying. And I believe that last time someone was going to go a little bit closer.
Evelyn and Gwissem.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
200 vampires? No, just a couple dozen.
Yeah.
Not that many, a couple dozen.
Yes. Transport operator remains in transport room 2. He got demoted from 1 for trying to beam someone into a pit.
Oh.
Aww. Well, we'll see what we can do about that later. If we still got a crew left after this mission, then maybe we can get your position back. So.
Yes, indeed.
Right, let me just get up. Oh, yes, that's the one thing. Wait, no, did I? Was there a supporting character that I should have gotten into this game, or was that?
I think that was Evelyn, but you have gotten her in. So I don't think there are more. I'm not sure.
Look.
I think
Evelyn, Ken, Tom, Yarley. Let me check my list of support characters.
I think we're good.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Good.
it.
Maybe it was the other game. I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps. That could
Probably. You need to add. You need to add a couple to the other game.
Yeah, I do.
Definitely.
be.
Okay, so. Yeah. That if it does come to that 600 rounds may be enough. Who knows? That's a couple dozen hundred. That's like 2,400.
I didn't know that there's LMGs in
Star Trek?
Well,
Trek.
technically it is the future of our world, so of our universe. So if they exist in our universe. Although we did miss World War III in the 90s, so Anyway.
Oh, they got LMGs.
Not in Starfleet, but technically
In the universe, in the same
in
universe.
universe stuff exists.
Like in,
Yes.
in wartime museums or something,
Maybe.
I would assume.
So
Oh, just some futuristic LMG. That would be fun. Sorry.
Okay.
So, who is going to be enterprising enough to step forward?
I will. Well, Yarly Gwissem
I mean,
will.
cool, yeah.
Hello, Willis.
Yeah.
1961. Welcome.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Prune Claws, the most famous Redshirt Falls, survivor of over 2,000 annual 34-hour away missions.
Oh,
24-hour.
all right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I ordered myself to accompany Yarly Gwissem towards the door.
I'll
Okay.
just protect the scientist
Right,
stuff.
yes.
shall
Order
we?
it yourself.
I'm just gonna
I-
collect the scientist stuff.
Okay.
And, like,
So,
Yes.
right, Evelyn and Gwissem, yes, are going forward, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
We who have EV suits.
Yes.
Yes.
Go forward. You get to the end of the walkway to where the little platform is with the levers and the open door.
Right.
You can start to hear what sounds a little bit like chanting.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe that I need decipherable words.
No.
I didn't think so. Right. So, can I scan inside the room or something?
To scan inside the room, you must be within the room. I believe that's
Really?
An old Chinese saying of war. I don't know.
Could I not scan from outside the room?
You can scan into the room, but you can't scan inside the room without being inside the room.
Okay, sure. I just stand in front of the doorway and then scan around.
Okay, so
no.
is there anything specific you're looking for? Or
Well, the captain did ask for radiation before last time, so
Okay.
sure.
The orders were to scan to see if they were doing something we can't perceive.
Okay.
Yeah, but if I scanned, then we would be able to perceive it. Through that.
That
sure.
would be an issue, yes.
Excuse me.
It depends.
No, come on, go ahead, roll.
Sure.
It's gonna be
I'm sure if you meant that if you can
I
perceive
think
the equipment
science
or
plus
we
reason. Science
ourselves
plus reason
can,
should work.
Perceive it. Sure.
We've got full momentum, by the way, and there's going to be a difficulty. Difficulty 1, let's say.
Complication range?
1.
Okay. Focus used. No. Radiation? But no, if we don't know.
No.
Sure. Yes.
Can Evelyn just start taking a recording of the chanting?
Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll
do
I'll
so.
roll then.
Mm-hmm. 2. So that's 1 overflow, so you can ask a question.
Nice.
So, right. The chanting is rhythmic. It is repeating patterns. With each rhythm, so to say, there is a slight boost in the very, very slight electrical activity within the metals of this chamber. It's clear that there are some electronics in here. And it seems to be, at least in a small way, responding to the chanting. However, there is nothing major that's happening or that's different.
Mm-hmm. So the electricity comes from the vampires themselves, or
No, the electricity is the electrical activity in the panels in the wall.
oh right,
On the walls and that are free, the panels that are freestanding.
Right. Sure.
The ones that have the patterns on them.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine to have your phasers out because you have them on stun, but maybe keep the internal, I guess you would say, call them internal combustion weapons a bit down, maybe. So, right, you got that. You're recording the chanting. Do you want to ask a question? Otherwise, that momentum goes to waste. You wanted to ask about radiation as well? I thought,
Sure.
maybe?
Yes. Is there any radiation?
Well, technically, since there is visible light,
Yeah.
there is. But aside from that,
Mm-hmm.
it appears that there is now very, very slight amounts of Tetrian radiation in this room, extraordinarily slight.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't specifically looking for it, the Triker wouldn't really pick it up.
Interesting. So yeah, that gets logged.
Okay.
Great.
You have not entered the room yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to do?
I can't remember.
Were in fact ordered
Yeah,
not to
not
enter the
to-
room.
I thought that as well. But I wasn't entirely sure if that was the final thing.
Okay, so what do you want to do then?
I'm not gonna go in then.
Okay. They pay you no attention at the moment. Rogue, you said you were grabbing the equipment?
Yes. The
Okay.
stuff that the.
Is that you?
Because if we don't grab it,
Is that you as?
we'll hear. We won't.
Okay, so that's you as
Yeah, I'm grabbing the.
as Nero.
equipment.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Because I don't fancy the. I probably won't hear the end of it from the captain or the
Doctor Laura Hastings.
science person.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the captain is just. Where's the captain within this building at the moment?
Further along the walkway in this room.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. So I just head back to the captain then.
Okay. So.
Evelyn ends her recording.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So are we back now, or is this
Yeah,
taking
sure.
a
I mean,
while?
no,
It takes you
it's-
about 30 seconds to come back,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh, also another detail. Hello, Chris. Welcome. Also,
Hello.
another detail.
It's been a while.
Another detail
Yes.
is when you were close to that, you did actually notice that there is a side door in the chamber that leads to another chamber.
Alright.
It's probably one on the other side as well.
Interesting.
So you return back to the rest of the away team.
Yes, I go back to the captain
Okay.
and the other people there.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're back now,
Sure.
I'd say, right, captain. I went towards there, scanned into the room, and with every there seemed to be chanting in there, and there's trace amounts of electricity in those panels with those inscriptions on them, and there's also very slight trace amounts of tetrion radiation as well. But other than that, I can't detect anything from outside.
And I made a recording of the chanting. Right.
Yes.
So, send the data back to the ship in case some of our other officers recognize things we do not.
Aye, captain.
Okay. Gets
Did
transmitted
there
back.
seem to be any sort of build-up or pure repetition?
Is that a question for me or?
Not that I
Shiun
know
would
of.
ask it to the characters.
There,
If
it
the
was
characters don't know, then
was pure
would be a
repetition.
question to you.
pure repetition.
Okay.
Pure repetition, captain.
In fact, it was quite annoying. No.
You took a scan of the room before they entered, correct?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Were there any differences in the activity in the room?
Well, I didn't detect the radiation then, but that could just be because I wasn't scanning for it. About the electricity.
You haven't
I'm not sure.
examined your findings yet. If you remember, you just took them and then beamed out.
This is true.
Oh yeah. Captain, I'll have to look over the findings first, over the scans. I have not checked them yet. So, I'm not sure.
Would you like to look at them now?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to look at them now? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. So, reviewing your findings.
Sure.
The panels, the standing panels in the room, which is made of this blue metal with kind of golden symbols in them, as well as the elevated platform in the center, again this bluish metal, both have clearly electrical components in them, and in fact the platform, to you, it's a bit different technology. However, it is recognizable as a transporter pad, a very old transporter pad. There was only very, very vague signs of, not vague, very, very small signs of Tetrium radiation, very, very little.
From this platform?
In the room.
Okay.
There's also something that looked like maybe a subspace antenna in the wall. You're not sure. You'd have to give it a bit of a closer scan.
So would I need to enter the room to scan it further?
Yes. Or you could spend momentum to obtain information. That would also unlock it.
Okay.
We are full
Since
momentum.
we're full on momentum, I'd say yeah, sure. But it depends on the others.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay,
No
so
objections, so sure.
what is okay? What is your exact question?
About the antenna. So if there's any more information on it, perhaps?
Okay. It is a subspace antenna, very old, broken. It is not operational.
All right. Sure.
However, I'll give it a little bit more. It is definitely connected with the rest of the electrical systems.
Right. And the slight electricity in the room and the radiation was here. So this is the data from before. So this was here before.
The
they
radiation was there, very, very slight levels of electricity, yes, but this almost like a very small spike in electrical levels in the systems that is happening with the rhythm of the chanting was not there, of course.
Yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. So sure. So after reviewing them, I turn back to the captain. I'd say, right, Captain, I've gone over the data from before. The trace amounts of radiation, tetrion radiation, was here before. Very slight amounts of electricity as well. Not the one. There's also now, not there in the room, there's also more electricity, like in rhythm with their chanting, which is interesting. And there's also, I've also just detected an old subspace antenna on the wall there. It's not operational anymore.
You like to mention the transporter pad.
Oh yes,
No.
and the central platform within the room seems to be an ancient, very old transporter pad.
From what you all know,
Yes.
the civilization of the Salter Empires, for lack of a better name, never developed anywhere close to this level of technology. They were advanced the same way that perhaps what's the word I'm looking for? Advanced in the same way that, for example, a 19th century Earth human civilization would be considered an advanced civilization. But no, there's no evidence of them ever having been spacefaring or anything close to that.
So they had carriages and things like that. 19th century,
Yes.
so that's...
I'm not saying that their technological state was equal to that. I'm saying that
So roughly.
I'm saying that their civilization was considered advanced the same way that 19th century Earth would have been considered advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that there is any actual parallel in terms of
Okay.
technology, that the actual technologies that were available.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Who knows? Maybe maybe your character is going to be useful. Depends how much beaming they want to do. Chief engineer investigates.
Also, another question, Captain. What do you want to do with all the scientist stuff?
He says, holding it in his arms.
Oh yeah, it's that.
Get it back to the ship.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll
Yeah.
get it all together.
And do update Dr. Hastings. Perhaps while she's looking over the results of her scans, she might find something useful.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Do you want me back
And
down
have
after?
our chief science officer assist her with that.
Okie dokie. Do you want me back down after?
Yes.
Okay. Right, so yes, you get beamed up. Since this is not an emergency situation, there's enough time to get this down properly and you don't have to roll. There's anything difficult about this. Beam up, get everything sorted, and you come back down. It's like you never left. So, the chanting continues.
The same thing over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Almost as if they're expecting something to happen that's not happening.
Oh. They must be getting quite impatient then.
Who knows? Maybe if you stick around, you'll find out.
Listen,
Yes?
do you think it's possible that the missing orbs, missing spheres, might have something to do with their lack of results?
Huh. Well, so that's an interesting
We do
point.
know that the Tetrion radiation was being sent in this direction.
Yes. Indeed. Huh. Of course, can't say for sure, but it does seem like a viable option. A viable theory. I'm not sure what else it could be really, unless some equipment not working anymore, perhaps like the subspace antenna or the old transporter pad.
It's difficult to make a definitive conclusion without actually entering the room,
Mm-hmm.
and I am hesitant to disrupt them
Perhaps you
in
could.
case they react poorly.
Perhaps you could ask your other senior officer here what he proposes.
Nero.
You want the Captain? Do you want the actual answer, or do you want the answer I want to give you?
I want the answer of an experienced Starfleet officer.
Ooh.
There is there is a system in this where if the players are stumped, they can spend momentum to get tips from the GM.
Like a hint.
Yeah, like a hint or something, like a suggestion of something that you could perhaps do, they could try. Of course, there are no guarantees, but that does feel a bit cheaty in a way.
Well, to be honest, it's in character anyway, so...
It's
Maybe
fine.
chat could help.
It's fine. Maybe chat could help, yeah. You could try rolling insight, yes. You could try rolling insight with something if you want to figure out something.
I know what he wants to do right now. It's just like... Because he doesn't want that answer. Guess you're gonna have to go in the room. Because you might have to disturb them. Go in the room. Take some salt with you. Or we could do what I really want to do and get out of here. And leave them to it.
I would be up for
Do
venturing
we
into the
really
room.
want to let a bunch of things that feed on salt out and off this planet?
Oddly enough, perhaps from your perspective, I do not think leaving them to it, as you say, is an entirely unreasonable proposal. After all, if they are not interested in us or what we have to say, and are instead occupied with this, whatever they are attempting, we do have another avenue of research that we have yet to address.
Because then we could leave them to it and just say Starfleet that we technically have somehow revived a dying species. That's gonna be fun.
At this point, Yarly Gwissam's
Yes?
tricorder beeps.
Hold on, Captain. I'm getting a reading.
So,
It's too late.
you're detecting that you're now detecting quite strong electrical currents in the electrical equipment in the room, and you can also see visually that the patterns in the panels, those golden patterns, are now alight. They're lit up.
Oh, Captain, something's happening. There are now electrical currents in the room, and the panels are lighting up. You can see right there. Not sure what it is, but something's happening.
The chanting stops, and they stand up, walk around with your backs to you, to where the entrance is, facing the transporter pad and the waiting.
Do we wanna get out of here very quickly and hope they don't transport on our ship?
Wait, are there NPCs in this scene as well? Yeah, there was.
Security
Yeah,
guards.
there was security guards you had with you. Yes,
There are quite a few.
one of them. Hold on, I'll quickly have to make up a name. I'll quickly have to look up a name. Hold on, one moment.
Me literally all the time in the Fate campaign.
Yeah, exactly. One moment. This should only take about an hour or so.
Okay.
Sure. We'll just wrap up the stream when you're done.
Uh-huh.
And in the meantime, we'll entertain everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
definitely.
one of them, a certain Ensign Edward Parings, speaks up and says, "Sir, to me, it looks like they're expecting something to beam in. Well, we've got transporters. Maybe they'd be more open to negotiations if we beamed in on the platform." Just a suggestion, sir.
Interesting theory.
That's quite loud. That's quite loud.
Although I'm not sure how they would react. If they're all...
We don't know what they're expecting. But I
Don't have a better idea, so let's do it.
would. It seems logical that whatever they're expecting is not going to come, as their means of communication is disabled.
Yes. Perhaps if we replaced the antenna in some way with one that functions.
Might be a bit late for that now.
Yeah.
Fair point, Jensen Parings.
So, as you're here discussing different options, talking, time's passing. It's now been a few minutes. Nothing's happened. They're still patiently waiting, although you can occasionally hear sounds like a
Coughing.
few growls from some of them. At one point, one of them kind of turns over and utters some words in a language you don't understand with hand gestures. Then he's like shoved out of the side and stands back, just waiting.
Were the hand gestures directed at us?
No,
Okay,
directed into the room.
sure.
Edward then suggests, "Well, Captain, if you don't want to go through with a first today, how about just try talking to them again? They're getting restless, and it might be better talking to them now before."
I was thinking that now that they are no longer chanting, they might take notice of us if we approach.
Yes, exactly.
Nero, security,
What?
accompany me to the doorway.
Right. Shall I stay here, Captain? Or do you want me to go as well?
You may stay behind.
Aye, sir.
So it's a bit. You've got to kind of squeeze past each other a little bit. Bit careful on the walkway, but you manage it. Go forward.
With the EV suits as well.
Yes. Do you have your phasers out, or not?
No.
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 Captain, do
I
you want
I-
security to have his phaser out?
I know Evelyn had hers out, but not pointed at anything. And she would probably continue doing that.
Okay, sure. And what about the captain herself?
I think she does not want to appear combative at this point.
Okay, right. So a trio of Starfleet officers approach the aliens in an episode of Star Trek set in the original series. What can possibly go wrong? So,
Everything.
you approach, take a step into the room. Getting a bit closer as you step in. They still don't seem to pay you any attention at the moment.
Might we have a word?
They all turn to face you, pretty much immediately. They're kind of looking at each other.
You know what you're doing.
Of looking at each other and turning their head to face you with big suckers. And one of them approaches you, getting a bit close, very slowly, getting closer and closer, closer, until standing pretty much right there, within reach, within arm's reach, and slowly begins to raise one of his hands with those suckers on it up towards you. What do you do?
I step back.
You step back. Okay. As you step back, it lets out a almost like a purring sound in a way, a little bit, and takes a step forward towards you again. Its hand still raised.
I would like a conversation, if you don't mind.
It says something in words you cannot understand.
Don't think
I am aware you have ways of understanding us, even if we cannot understand you.
It pauses for a moment, and then it does some sort of expressional change, perhaps something similar to a nod in meaning, but you don't know. And it goes forward to try to touch your head. Do you allow it?
I allow.
You allow it?
You
Okay.
have got the use along, so sure.
Right, so
Worst case scenario, I'm Vulcan. It has less of an effect on me.
yes.
Also, can I
I like how you reminded me of that fact. So it's like, before anything happens, just so you remember.
Yeah, you know.
I haven't forgotten.
The rest of us are human.
ask if it wants to do a mind meld?
Yes,
Ooh.
would be useful if she knew how to do mind melds.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure they've been in states longer than they've known people. Who knows? Maybe.
Also,
Who knows, indeed.
can I see anything from where I'm standing, just looking into the room, or nothing?
No, you can see this. You can see this.
Okay.
So
Nice.
you have the composure focus as well as life as we don't know it. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So I'm going to need you to roll command plus presence, the difficulty of 2. This is to keep your composure during this. The focus applies. And this may also affect potentially taking stress damage. Do you want to buy dice? We've got 5.
I would like to buy one.
Sure. It's fun.
It's my best stat combination, and I'm using a focus, but I like the extra cushion.
That's fine.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do have their own form of mind meld. Who knows?
Who knows?
Or maybe this one has decided that actually no, it is feeling a bit peckish.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hi.
congratulations.
Ah, That's a great
So
roll.
we're at max momentum again. You're fine.
Damn.
So,
Nice roll.
Nice.
yes.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
A 1 and a 2. Damn.
Yep.
Now you're just taking
no
it.
survival instincts. Well. Okay, so as it touches you, you can feel that the suckers on its fingers. There, it feels a bit slimy, but not very pleasant.
Only
And
very
then,
easy.
and then there is a moment of shock, as it almost feels. It feels a bit like static electricity in a way, coursing through your mind. It's very unpleasant. However, you of course keep your composure perfectly. And no one brought the salt bricks from the other room. No. So yes. It is really quite painful, to the point where most other people would have probably collapsed from it. However, you do not. And you feel almost like there's a search of your mind. Do you want to permit that? You, being Vulcan, have the ability to block that. Do you want to permit it? It's not very detailed, it's just basic things. It's not a detailed thing.
Permit
it. Permit it, okay. As it delves deeper, it feels like a long time, but you know that logically it's probably only a few seconds. Continues, then it breaks off, slowly releasing your head, then utters something again in a language you can't understand, but the others seem to react. And yes. All of the Salt Empires, you blink, and then Shiun, you see them all suddenly as Vulcan men and women. All the other, basically everybody sees them as people of their own species. Quite handsome as well, as they're standing there. The one who touched you is Vulcan female, quite similarly looking to yourself. Not exact, but a little bit similar. And then the one who's up front and then speaks in what sounds like Vulcan. No, not "Are you my mummy?" No. No. Says, "What have you done? Why have they not returned?"
I suspect your means of communicating with them has been damaged.
Seems confused. They would not answer our prayers.
I believe one of the relics in your room, and I point out what looks like the subspace antenna, needs repairing.
It's in the wall. You can't really, but you can gesture in the direction.
Yeah.
Good question, Willis.
Yeah?
By the way, during this, what are the other characters doing? So how are the other characters reacting to Shiun being grabbed by one of these creatures? Like, what's Nero doing?
Evelyn thinks she's crazy, but it's also just like, step in, If she tells me to, I guess.
Yeah, I'd also be concerned about the situation.
Yes, I also think that she's crazy, but what's Nero doing? How would Nero be reacting to that?
Just ready for communicator, just we need to get out of here.
Right.
Yes.
So
Good. That's good.
I would probably step a little bit closer towards the door, not right next to it.
Communicator?
Just
Right.
get a bit closer.
You
In case I
maybe
need it.
maybe you even got it open already. Like just keep the line clear. Okay, so that's what's happening around you. So how does Shiun want to respond, or any of the others? Because technically, Nero and some of the others could also respond.
Also, could I?
Yeah, I think I'm tired enough just to go there. Wait.
He's gnawing on the corner of his
Are
eye.
you okay there?
Yeah, no. The thing is, I think, like, Nero's basically freaking the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Freaking out. But he's like, get his communicator just in case, just in case.
Could I scan the?
This makes a fun duo.
Yes.
Nero freaking out and Shiun calmly having her mind invaded by an alien.
Uh-huh.
And I want to scan the whole thing. So
Okay.
can I scan? Can I scan the salt vampires, their new forms? Like, does the tricode pick up them being humans or Vulcan or whatever, like what they appear as, or is it just to us?
You scan. The signal, it looks like they are, well, what's your character in human, yes?
Yes.
They look human. On the scan readings, look what you would expect from healthy humans.
Okay. Could I, if I scan more, well, from distance of course, could I put it in the tricorder so that
You can review it later. You can
So
review it
like,
later.
I mean,
or-
so that's sort of a link to the salt vampire. So I link them together so that the tricorder knows that's the
That-
same thing. Or does that work?
No.
Uh,
No.
No.
Like a
No.
You
association.
can store the data
Mm-hmm.
and see if maybe later, when we're not caught up in whatever they're doing, if it looks different. But other than that, I think it just is what it is.
Sure. Okay, that's fine.
Yep, they pose. Yep, their ID is civilian on your HUD. Sure. Okay, so what do you want to say to this creature? You've pointed
May
out
I
the-
ask?
Go ahead. Yes. Sorry.
May I ask who you are waiting for? Perhaps we have encountered them.
The divine ones, the purifiers. We have been awakened. They must be returning.
Oops.
What do you expect them to do when they return?
They kind of turns to this kind of murmur going on group. And when a different one steps forward and says, to take care of us.
Deja vu.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, well, no. I basically just go, yeah, no, and just go, you, yep, your job. Just cut me.
What's in? Just out of character. In what language are they speaking? Are they speaking English, or like would Vulcans perceive them as speaking Vulcan, or like? I'm guessing English.
So
it sounds Vulcan to me.
it sounds Vulcan to her. To you,
All right.
to you, It looks like... Should question. No, yeah, to you they're speaking whatever your native language is.
Probably English. So, and the tricord will also pick that up then?
At least in the moment.
Yeah, yeah. So,
would seem to.
What do you want to say?
At the very least.
What do you want to say?
That's interesting.
Another one steps, the third one steps up and then says, "Who are you?"
I am Captain Shiun from the Federation. Are you aware that the rest of your kind is no longer on this world?
Kind of thinking for a moment and says, "How long has it been?"
Long enough to basically figure it.
Since they went extinct? How long would that be?
Actually.
How long would I know? Because
Okay, so
History.
it's been... Okay, so I would say... Oh, whoa, that's interesting. OBS with the CPU load just displayed something like negative 4,000%. That was interesting. I didn't get a screenshot of it, unfortunately. But anyway, so a few hundred years, I would say. This might be a little place where it could be that there's a date set in the episode for how long, but I don't think there is. So if there is a bit of a continuity glitch, then so be it. But a few hundred years. Could very easily be. Well, it's 1961. Could very easily be.
Yes, I also suggested that, Willis, previously. Words. What was I thinking?
basically a few hundred
How
years.
long has it been?
Right.
Probably
Because-
a few hundred years.
Nero may speak if he
Okay.
wants to.
Yeah, maybe a few hundred years. Not exactly precise, if I remember rightly.
So they seem utterly shocked.
I'm
So-
gonna back
What
away
of-
a little bit.
What of our people? They are not... Where did they go?
Far as I can remember, it's basically you're the only ones left.
A few years back, one of your kind was found still living on this planet, and it seems she was convinced everyone else was dead.
There's silence. Yes, some of the ruins are thousands of years old, correct? However, I mean, if that is a bit of a... yeah, I mean, hundreds or thousands of years, it could be either of them. It doesn't matter at this specific point. If the canon answer is thousands of years, then that is the answer. It's just I didn't remember the exact thing, if it has been said. It doesn't matter that much. At this point, at least. If it does matter, then we'll decide on a specific thing, that's what we'll go with. But
Sure.
anyway.
That's good.
I thought maybe hundreds of years because one of them was still alive, and otherwise she would have been thousands of years old, which maybe she was, but I thought 100 years would be a bit more plausible. But anyway, so you hear one of them in the back saying, "They have forsaken us." And then another one speaks up and says, Have you been sent by them?
I am still not certain who exactly you are referring to. We may know them by a different name, but it's hard to say.
They seem shocked that you wouldn't know who they're speaking about. One moment. Okay. One of them says, if you are not sent by them, where are you from? Not them, other them. So probably not talking about giants. Anyway.
I believe we're from a place of similar distance to here.
Well put, by the way. One of them says, you're also of the sky.
Yes.
Did you disturb us?
One of us did, yes.
There's kind of murmuring again, saying, you have chosen this moment to arrive, therefore this must be the correct moment for us to awaken. Sword vampires that worship giant ants. What a thought. What a thought. Points at archaeologist. She's not down here at the moment. She did it.
Yeah.
Well, technically it wasn't her, though.
We don't know who it was.
So... Don't give them your entire address, crewman. Yes. Anyway, so... Are there any specific questions you would like to ask them? Or would you like to skip ahead a bit with, and roll for how the conversation goes and what you find out? It's up to you. And by you, I mean the players as a whole.
I think possibly for the sake of making sure this episode ends, we should maybe just, roll for it.
Yeah.
I see. Willis suggests offering them salt bricks as a snack.
You can try that.
I'd say that's a good idea. So
do you want to try that?
Go down and fetch them.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so
and
yeah,
then we'll skip ahead.
I'd say we would, offer the salt we brought here, probably ask things like say we have resources that might be able to help them, if there's anything they need or want that we might be able to provide, all that stuff.
Okay, so
sounds good.
Wisdom goes back to get one of the salt bricks, so offers it. They look at it. They have wrapped their hands around it, and you can visibly see it deforming as they absorb part of it, and then kind of puts it away and looks at it, and then says, They are the purifiers. Also another good suggestion there, Willis.
That is a good question.
True.
And one that we should probably address.
Yes.
So, and they start. Yeah, they stare at you, and they all want to. If they reach to the salt brick and also want to have a look at it and want to feel it. So, perhaps we should do like a few
there's
more
more where
lines
that
of
came
roleplay.
from.
Perhaps a few more lines of roleplay would be warranted here before we skip ahead.
Like, how do we resolve the situation?
We have more of this, which we brought into the other room already, in anticipation of your waking. We know that there was a shortage of the sustenance you require, which contributed to the others of your kind perishing. Do you think... Are there any others who were kept in a state like you were, who we might also be able to recover?
There are temples, yes, awaiting the arrival. Perhaps some of them are still intact. Please. Explain why you must surely be sent. There are a few quite confused by all of this. The confusion seems to stem from the brick of salt, of course.
And I'm now also in the room because I brought it here, right?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I would have stepped away a bit when
Okay.
I presented it, laid it down.
Yep, sure.
Hmm.
Does anyone want to ask a question? It doesn't have to be the captain. Someone else can also ask questions if they would like to.
Yeah.
Oh, we are so screwed.
That's not a question, I'm afraid.
Was that in character?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
If
Is
you'd
it re-
like, we may be able to use what the others left behind to see what happened to those who originally contacted you.
You do not know either.
I'm uncertain.
Okay, so... Right. Arrange for a Starfleet of...
No, not Star.
for a fleet of snowplows from Canada and the northern US to be sent to the planet, and they can start spreading salt on the roads of ancient ruins.
I remember those trucks.
Now eat it off the ground. Anyway,
Eek.
so
Yes.
they seem very, very confused, and one of them then says, I do not believe that they are the purifiers. The others say, so they say things like, oh, but they have to be, and things like that. Not necessarily in that wording, but in that general thing. So this going back and forth between if you are these so-called purifiers or not. And they seem to be unable to decide.
Captain, do we really want to have these on board the ship?
We would not.
Good.
That is not what we're here
That is
for.
not the plan.
Good. Just checking.
Right.
And I don't want to...
At this point,
don't want...
you get contacted from the ship Dr. Elora Hastings has reviewed her findings, a basic review of her findings, and she's discovered some things that she is very eager to talk with you about.
Mm-hmm.
She's asking if she should beam down, if you want to beam up.
I think the sword. Sure, go ahead.
I received word that others we arrived with might have information I was unaware of. May I leave to speak with them?
One of them steps forward and says, "What promise do we have that you will return this time?" Well, my helmsman, my helmsman will stay with you. That'll be fine.
You won't all go.
I'm so tempted to do that. You don't know.
I mean, would it be the logical thing to do?
That's always the question.
That is always the question.
Good suggestions. Good suggestions. Both the snow plows and the next one as well. So what do you say?
Please do it. Be funny. Be funny. Trust me. It'd be funny.
Might I bring up the point that not all of us would go. It would only be Shiun that would leave briefly.
What?
One of them says, "If you do not abandon us, you may go."
I shall return shortly.
Right. So, bzzz, you beam up.
In front of them?
Well, didn't say otherwise.
Do you
No.
on the front of step towards the side? somewhere out
No,
of the
you can
chamber?
step out. You can step out of sight.
Yeah, I would step out.
Yeah.
I thought that well before.
There-
Yeah. You
I
step-
wasn't in a conversation
Mhm.
requesting transport yet.
Yes. So yeah, you go to the side. They wouldn't see you. Then beam up. You materialize on board the Pathos. You go to presumably meet with Dr. Hastings. Yes.
Yeah.
So goes in. She's in the conference room. She's got on the displays on the walls all sorts of images up that look like topographical maps and things. She said, "Oh, Captain, this is amazing, Captain. Look at this," indicating.
I look.
Okay. You look and you see. They look like. Do you want to give me a science plus reason check to see if you can figure out what she means? Let's just see how many successes you get.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it'll be fine.
Science. I don't think a focus applies here.
I mean, you could persuade her to tell you, but no, nothing that wouldn't apply.
I don't think I would need to persuade her to talk about this at this point.
Yeah, you did say she seemed quite eager.
So no,
Yeah.
just go and roll.
But let's just find out if I pick up anything without her saying it. Nope.
Nope.
Oh, well.
It's different. You do realize that some of these areas do seem to depict... You do notice that the maps depict large bodies of water, large oceans, which of course aren't present at this time. But you don't see anything more than that.
Are these of the planet as it once was?
Yes, they are. We were always aware that this planet at one point had oceans, but we never knew how recently. These maps, they were taken from the data that was scanned in the room. They're in that room, in the panels. It is incredible. We knew that we thought we knew that these creatures died out due to depleting the salt resources on the planet, but yes, we found all the quarries, but we could have never predicted that they would have gone to this extent. Do you see it, Captain? Do you see what I mean?
I'm going to have the captain just make the conclusions that I'm jumping to,
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see if they're right or not. Down on the planet, we have spoken with the inhabitants who awoke. They referred to the ones who helped them previously as the purifiers. Was the salt extracted from the oceans?
Yes. The salt, yes, there were mines, quarries from the land, yes, but when those ran dry, they must have turned to the oceans, evaporated them somehow. It kept them from raining down to this day. I have no idea how they did it, but they must have done that. If you look at these maps from what it looks like now, shows you, you can see where oceans used to be. And she enables certain layers that show different things, that make things clearer. You can see these huge tracks that are miles and miles and miles and miles wide, going over the ocean, almost like someone combed it in a way. Says they really did deplete so much. They even managed to get the salt out of the oceans. I mean, wait, you said that someone helped them?
Yes, they have an old transporter and an old subspace antenna, one of which the antenna is damaged. The transporter pad, we're uncertain. They were waiting for these purifiers to arrive, but I don't think the antenna was able to send whatever message was supposed to be sent.
Wait, purifiers? What does that mean?
Beings who promised to return one day to help them. They were apparently put into stasis, waiting for that day.
So you're saying that perhaps they did not go to these extremes to get the salt themselves. Perhaps these purifiers wanted it?
I suspect there was involvement.
That is a very good question, Willis 1961. Very good question. says, why though? What is so special about this? Surely a species advanced enough to build transporters could just fabricate salt. Why would they have to get it from this planet?
Perhaps they were looking for something else
Perhaps.
that also needed the water to be removed.
Perhaps. Yes, that would explain it. Salt pirates stole from the salt vampires.
Oh,
Perhaps, who knows?
that could be the
So
aftermath.
during this, let's go back down to the planet. So Shiun just went. You're there. And they're looking at you.
I should-
Some, both of you, well, all of you who are there. Pirates
I'm
again,
just
of
gonna
course.
wait out here.
Of course. Hmm.
So wait, you're gonna go
I'm gonna
out where?
go-
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Out the room.
Okay.
Really?
One of them says, "Wait, another of you may not leave.
I'm just gonna stay out here.
Do you try to go out of the room? Yes?
I look at him in a way that's...
Evelyn's very amused, but also knows he's significantly higher ranked than she is, and says nothing.
Okay, I look at Nero in a way that says, you should really stay here. I don't say anything.
By the way, Nero is lieutenant rank.
You're just above my rank then. Okay.
In my first game, a PC shot another PC for trying to leave the room. Well,
Ah.
you'd be surprised what happened in the other game. Anyway, so literally, there was a character who was kicked out of Starfleet and imprisoned
Don't
because
tell me he says.
he just got fed up with all the debating whether we should go to warp or not, and just decided, okay, we're going to go to the bridge and we're going to go to warp. Anyway, right, so,
So yeah,
yes,
as I said.
do you actually go out of the room or not?
No.
No, okay, stay behind, good.
Just find a corner and go.
Okay, so
I look relieved.
in you looking, well, there happen some much worse things as well, but we don't want to talk about that here at the moment.
It's fine.
Not that bad, but a little bit bad. Anyway, so as you try to find a corner, you notice there are two other doors in to the sides. Do you want to look in one? Would get you a little bit further away.
Yeah. I basically go. What does these rooms do?
Sorry, what? Could you repeat that, please?
What do these rooms do?
What did
Oh,
these
rooms do.
do?
Sorry, I heard rugs. Sorry.
Rugs, room.
One that says,
room.
when the translator says, "It is the latest shipment."
Of. Let's put my head through.
You head through.
My
You stick your hand through, or what do you say? Sorry.
head.
Head. Okay.
Okay. Huh? What shipment?
You can see huge blocks of salt, about 3 by 3 by 2 meters dimensions. So, well, 3 by 3 by 2 meter dimensions, stacked on top of each other, and there are many of them. The salt looks a little bit reddish. A little bit more than usual, that is.
Okay.
What do you want to do? Are you too nervous to investigate, or do you want to investigate a little bit? They do not seem to hinder you from entering.
Okay. I'm gonna go investigate.
Going to go investigate? Okay, what do you want to do?
It's literally just all salt.
Well, it looks like salt, but you've not scanned it.
Yeah, why not? Let's scan it.
Although I would be better at scanning.
True. But Mr. Scanny isn't always available, unfortunately. So, right. Give me a
I'm so
science plus reason check. Or science plus insight. Either would work.
We'll go science. It's one more.
Okay. Let's see. What focuses do you have?
None.
None?
Natural.
Okay.
No.
Actually, could I perhaps assist him if I wanted,
No.
if I stepped
You
out
you
there?
you didn't follow him. You didn't say you wanted to follow him. So you're staying with the main group,
Sure.
keeping an eye on them. So this is going to be a difficulty 2 with a complication range of 1. And we've got 4 momentum.
Alright.
Yes, please.
1 more?
Okay.
Is that 1 more you want?
It's fine.
Yes, please.
Okay. To
Just
change
don't
a
get
fact about the
complication.
scene, you wanted to go. Yeah, you can change. You can use momentum to change a fact about the scene. That is very much true. You can buy an advantage with 2 momentum, for example, or you can come up with
Right.
other stuff if the GM approves it.
Let's roll 3 dice.
Give them a varied and
definitely
healthy
that.
diet. Who knows? Who knows? Well, the one who was did want to
Yay!
eat
We
the
like
celery on the Enterprise, but that was Sulu's celery. No.
Hmm?
Yes, that was Sulu's celery. Of course, she can't eat that. Anyway, 2. Yes, congratulations. So, it is mostly sodium chloride. However, there is the molecular structure is a little bit different. It appears that there are trace amounts of dilithium in just as part of the salt. It's very, very slight trace amounts only, but it is there.
Okie dokie.
Definitely not enough to be worth extracting for fuel for starships, at least for your technology.
Huh.
So what do you want to do? There is
Okay.
another room as well.
Yeah, we'll go in there.
So who's closer to that? Could I go in that one?
Technically it would be you, but you were in the main chamber keeping an eye on things, and like, what reason does your character have to go in there?
Exploration? Just to see what's in there, perhaps? I don't know. Just to explore the rooms more. Just curiosity.
Okay, sure. We can make okay, both of you. As you can see him exiting one of the room, walking over towards the other, you decide to have a look yourself as well, and you walk in behind him.
Mm-hmm.
As you both enter this room, you can see that it is mostly empty.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are what look like essentially wooden pallets, basically, on the floor that have a little bit of white powder on them.
Alright.
Start writing for the next half season of my games, but I don't wanna. Well, who writes? Just make it up in your mind and make down little notes ahead of each session.
So you mean salt pallets or pellet?
No, wooden wooden pallets, like
so
for transportation stuff that you have.
like for a forklift or
Yes,
something?
it looks similar to that. Basically, wooden beams that have other wooden beams laying on top of them at a 90-degree angle, as
Okay.
though to support something to keep it off the floor slightly.
Sure.
Well,
Can I scan that?
You,
I see nothing wrong. I'm just gonna ponder around in here.
okay, so you want to scan that?
I-
Nero, do you want to assist?
Nope.
No. Okay, so go ahead and roll.
Literally. Nope.
Sure. So science plus reason, I'm guessing, of course.
Yes. Difficulty.
Ah.
Well, actually, in this case. Okay, so you're gonna succeed no matter what, but to... Actually, no. You don't even need to roll. It's difficulty 0, you don't even need to... Well, you can roll to generate momentum, so go ahead and roll.
I'll try to.
Difficulty 0 in this case.
2 dice, sure.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
2 successes.
If you could beam your story from your brain into a notebook, then a lot of people would be authors. A lot more people would be authors.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the oceans had a
Yeah.
large percentage of dissolved lithium and in their content to make it worthwhile to evaporate and harvest it for the pirate species that came to suddenly help them. Who knows? That might be a logical conclusion. So you've got 2. Congratulations. We're at 5 now. 5 momentum. There's nothing special about it. It is just sodium chloride salt. No impurities whatsoever.
Just a little bit on wood.
Just a little bit of the powder on the floor. Probably what fell off from it being placed or picked up or something.
Mm-hmm.
But of course you weren't in the other room, so there's just a little bit of salt in here.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Right.
Salt.
Yep.
So,
Put salt in chat. Put salt in
yep,
chat.
I saw. So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna stay in here because it's.
We could. Also, what are they doing with the salt brick? Have they eaten it or?
What do you mean? What salt brick? The one you gave them?
Yes.
Did
They've absorbed a little bit of it, but is it now on the floor or what happened to it?
you want to go out
Need
and have a
salt, yeah.
look around to
Yeah, go to
see?
the main chamber again.
Okay, you don't see the brick anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? So,
Right.
right, so Nero, what are you doing while you're just looking around the room?
Just staying in here.
Okay.
It's just a mission. It's just a mission.
Yeah.
It's good. It's not like it's the other mission beforehand.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Oh.
There's no way that... I mean, it's not like these creatures can make you believe there's someone else.
Oh god.
I mean, they all look like humans, alright.
Still not the same mission. Still not.
I did
Still
forget
not
that.
mission. It's a different mission. It's a different mission. It's a different mission. We're all good. It's a different mission. It's all good. I think.
So, right, so, yes.
Basically.
At this point, I'd say Shiun would probably be done, unless you want to ask her something more at this point.
I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready to go back down?
I would like to... Let me look at my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ask our chief engineer if he would be able to identify where some of this technology came from.
Okay, well done. So, Mr. Saveru would need to beam down with you to analyze it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you both beam down?
Yes.
Okay, so the guy who's... Oh, no, it was this game. I was supposed to put the transport operator in here. That's what I forgot. There we are, yes. Anyway. That guy, I do have the PDF, but that guy. Good question.
Lol told you.
Yes, alright,
Yeah,
did I
you
miss
did.
that message?
You did.
Oh, I'm sorry, I might have missed that message. Or I just didn't understand the meaning behind it, maybe. Sorry. Anyway. Yes, so, you beam down, enter the chamber. Zaveru seems intrigued, but a little bit nervous. Send the transporter operator down to analyze the alien transporter technology. Who knows?
Yep.
Might be a good idea, might be a terrible idea. Who knows?
Let's just say it's a good idea.
Okay, so, in the... Oh yeah, you said that was going to happen last game. Yeah, you're right.
I didn't I say that I was going to do it anyway? Send them down anyway. You can take my place.
Maybe they will discover erosion technology, who knows? Right, so, let's just say it's Zaveru going down. Going down, and, yeah, enter. You get up to where the walkway is, you can see them out there. And they look, you can see them for those shaggy creatures that they are. For a moment, and you blink and you look at them, and they are Vulcan. They are human, yes. Yes, Quithran is happy being invisible, okay. So yes.
Nope.
You enter the room, the salt repairers turn, look at you, then you have returned.
Yes.
Who is this? Is he your friend?
Yes. He is here to examine what remains of the purifiers you spoke to.
Okay, they seemingly allow it. They don't say anything in particular to stop you. So, Zaveru goes ahead. Yep. Goes down. He's going to start inspecting the items. So, do you want him to buy dice?
Yes, please.
Sure.
We are currently at 4. Currently at 4.
Yeah, yes. I'd say 1.
1?
Is that right? Yeah.
Anybody else want to go for more?
I'd say 2 at most. But 1 should suffice. I mean, I know how difficult is the roll.
We don't know.
I would really like this to succeed. I'm tempted to go too.
Okay, sure.
You can always buy the second one with threat instead if you prefer.
Well then,
Not
everything
unless
will be,
I have to.
yeah, everything will become much more threatening if you
Yeah.
do that.
So, 4 dice. Here we go. Let's see. All 20s. Let's see.
Oh, don't you dare.
1,
Well,
There's a 1.
We did
A
get
1,
Well.
there's a 1, a 20, a 17,
What
and
did I
11.
say?
What a
A
great
1
roll.
Did I
and a
say?
20 in one roll.
So that is 1, 2, 3 successes. And a
Yep.
complication.
Yep.
And
I
luckily the complication wasn't on a die that was bought.
Yep.
And luckily you did buy that 4th die.
Yep.
Okay, so...
Hmm.
Right. I'm just going to convert that one into threat. So...
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Right. Examines a little while. So while he's examining Gwissom, yes.
Yes.
You finish your scans, you have a look outside. You can see the captain's back. Do you have anything to report or not?
Well, I didn't see the other room.
You didn't see the room?
The other room.
You did not see the other room, yes.
Yes. So when the captain comes in, I say, Captain, if I look at the side room there appears to be wooden pellets on the floor and a bit of sodium chloride as well. That's everything. I've seen...
A storage area?
I would assume so. That only trace amounts of sodium chloride, not a lot. Just on the ground.
That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After a few minutes, finishes his analysis, says, well,
By the way.
Captain, I was going to say doesn't look like anything we've seen before. That's not quite right. There are some similarities to the construction of Doviah's sphere. My best guess would be they were made by the same people. The trace amounts of tetraene radiation in
is
here.
starting to make more sense.
The trace amounts of tetraene radiation in here would also hint towards that, sir.
Intriguing.
Also, of course, there's the fact
This makes
that the
much more
sphere's radiation pointed over here, so I'd say it's pretty safe to say that they are connected. They're probably built by the same people.
Also, Nero's not in the room, by the way.
Yep, Nero's not here.
Interesting.
Is Shiun a bit worried
What do we...
about Nero, maybe? Well, no, worried would be emotion, no. Perhaps a bit concerned.
Also, I would briefly mention, Captain, I did see Nero going into that other back room there, but I've not gone in myself, so I don't know what's in there.
Very well. I suppose I shall see what's taking him so long.
He's in,
Do you go into the left room or the right room? The right room is where not Twossock, that's the other character. No,
Gwissom.
where Gwissom came out of. So Gwissom came out of the right room. Do you go into the right room or left room?
Left room.
Left room. You enter the left room. Big blocks of presumably salt. Nobody in sight. The salt looks oddly reddish. So what do you want to do? Well, after you finished making notes, of course.
Yeah. Nero.
There was no response.
I scan for his comms badge.
He doesn't have a comms badge, he has a communicator.
Yeah.
I
he was
scanned
stitched
for
on.
You can scan
Sorry.
for the communicator, just not the badge.
Other
Yeah, it's
thing.
alright.
The flip open, yes.
Sure. No, sir.
Other campaign got mixed
Yes.
up.
Of course.
He's about 30 meters
fine.
behind you in the other
Wait,
room.
who's
that-
scanned?
She does.
Sure.
Yes, it's actually, yeah. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
About
I
30.
go to his location.
Okay, so go out of the room, cross over, back into the other room. Bit like a comedy where it's like, I'm never speaking to you again, and storms off. And then, that was the closet. They'll never speak to you again, and storms off the other way. But no,
Yeah.
of course, you just walk over to the other room. Again, the wooden supports on the floor. You can see Nero in a corner. Describe what Nero is currently doing, please.
Technically, Nero's going back and forward, talking to himself about the last mission. Like, is it real? Is it real? Is it not real? Is it not real? You definitely know that their last mission definitely took its toll
Mm-hmm.
on his mental health.
Unfortunately, ship's counselors aren't a thing yet.
Nope.
Maybe we could make them a thing.
Maybe?
Employ the help
Nero?
of the first. Yeah.
Oh, Captain. Hey.
Is there a problem?
I think we're good.
Did you find something?
Oh, the other room had salt in. Bit red.
Do you know why?
Yeah. And I told Captain what it was. What the
Okay.
scam was.
Right.
Well, I'll try to put a brave face that technically there's nothing wrong.
Uh-huh.
But you definitely know
see.
it's unbelievable. Please basically break it down.
Your help is appreciated. Perhaps you should return to the ship.
Okay.
Right, so Nero, do you beam back to the ship?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure nobody sees you, except for the captain, of course. Beam away. One of the Vulcans comes, says, "What was that sound?"
It is the means by which we return to the sky.
He seems to be quite content with that answer and goes back into the main room. Right, that brave face, it's unbelievable. Khan!
It was actually
yes.
Nero before.
Nero Khan, yes, exactly.
Yes.
So, what does the captain want to do, if anything? Got 11 minutes
There's
left.
10
pretty
minutes
much.
left.
Yes. I mean, we could theoretically go over like a few minutes from my point of view, but we should really aim to get it finished
Wrapped
a bit
up?
quickly. Yes.
The episode,
Yeah.
or
So,
This
what are
part
the
of the
points that you want to
episode.
figure out still here?
So,
So you know, one room had salt bricks with dilithium mixed in. The other room had very pure salt in it. And Nero, since he said he told everything, also said that they told him that the last shipment was in that room. They're the one that has the blocks in it.
okay. Okay, so what do we know about the Viuni?
Good question. Save the species from extinction. Get some positive points for evaluation. Commercial break. Good plan. Now, what's step one? Right.
Profit.
Anyway, at the uni, not much. They were a power in the sort of galactic, oh, I say galactic, so space north. Sort of roughly this area. Ish, you're not sure. They just simply vanished, according to any records you have, hundreds of years ago, before the steam locomotive was even invented. Dates about when they vanished vary, but a steam locomotive on Earth, of course. Yeah, they were pretty advanced. The Viuni, that was the name. Yeah, they were pretty advanced, but most of the stories about them are just that, stories. Things, they were known to, well, okay, they're theorized to have interacted with lots of different cultures because there are so many stories about them. In some cases, they are called things like, for example, demons. In other cases, they're called spirits. In other cases, they're simply referred to as the travelers. But the descriptions of the different experiences and the different stories do lead scholars to believe that they are referring to the same thing, which you call the uni. Now, of course, Nero would be best to ask about all of this, but you sent him to the ship. So, yeah, other than that, not really much, I'm afraid. Only that artifacts are very, very rare to find. Yes, those two.
Mm-hmm.
So Willis,
Right.
when asking for their name, are you checking to see if they are a canon peoples or if I've made them up? Is that why you asked? Anyway, so yes, that is what your recollection tells you.
All right. All right. So I would like to inform them that we believe the purifiers how to phrase it?
Mysteriously vanished. Not the traveler, although maybe he was one of their species, who knows? Could have been a clue, I suppose. And yes, I did think of him, but maybe that's
okay.
where they went. So this is all Wesley's fault. I mean, if it is, that would be funny.
It would be. So, reminds me of another incident.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Anyway.
So I think I tell them that the purifiers left the sky shortly after they were put in stasis, and all we have of them are stories. We who remain in the sky, however, can help them if they need it.
Okay, so this is going to be a roll. It's going to be command plus presence against their. Let's see what would be.
Sense motive. No.
I'm going to say against their command plus daring, probably, actually, to see how reason. Insight? Well, yeah, usually it's insight, but in this case I would say daring, because this is how like daring is all about not thinking about things, but doing, about acting, about that sort of thing. So how they basically react to that. So in this case I'm going to say against their daring, which is... Okay. So...
may I use the persuasion focus?
Yes.
Right?
I'd throw a punch, but I want to punch him in the spot where he'd really, really feel it. Roll inside. Well, yes. Insight plus medicine.
And we have one momentum
One
left.
momentum, yes.
I would like to spend that.
Okay.
Okay.
Fun fact, I had already
Okay.
marked it off before you said that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Let's
do you
hope for the
buy?
best.
Do you want to buy another die with threat?
No.
Nope. Okay,
5.
there we go. 5.
I'm
Okay.
Okay.
Rachel.
she's
doing
rolling
well
way-
today.
Second time we rolled that.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a 4 and a 2, not a 1 and a 2. Oh.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to sneeze or cough.
By a vowel, he says.
Okay. Ha! Well. Okay. That's an 18 and a 19. 2
What?
failures. 2 failures on their part. So,
Okay.
in true TOS fashion, after the mystery's been at least somewhat solved, Captain gives a speech, inspiring speech, and the aliens, the Federation, are friends at the end. Isn't that great? So yes, they believe you and ask whether you are going to help, whether you're going to abandon them as well. What do you say?
Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Ah yes, the ending
Yes.
credits.
What do you say?
I say we will help as much as we can now, and we will bring others to help more in the future.
Okay, they're happy with that,
Oh.
and you do help provide assistance until ships can come from Argelius 2. And there are some other scientific teams come over. They have the archaeological team. They managed to figure something out, and with the help of them, they're hoping to discover more of these sites to see if you can increase the population, you can save more people. And with all of that happening in the background, you beam back to the Pathos. And at 11 o'clock, exactly, for us 11 o'clock, the Pathos sails off, leaves orbit, off to new adventures as the credits begin to roll. Congratulations. Congratulations, everybody. Good show.
Ha ha ha.
Okay, and then the Borg ship warps in. Ha ha ha. Well,
No.
There's still a lingering pirate issue, but we'll
true.
deal with that
Other people,
another time.
Other people are dealing with that. You know that
Yeah.
rug over there? Well, that's great. Oh, and you know that broom over there? Well, maybe you can combine them in true adventure game fashion.
Yeah, we'll pass on that information, and someone will follow up on it.
Use rug with broom.
Yes. Is this the fastest episode? No, we had one that was only
One
one episode,
part.
which was the shopping episode.
I think episode 4.
I think so, which is...
I'm not sure that counts.
Where
Well-
we actually got these artifacts from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Snake in the Fold. Play on sheep, well, Wolf in the Fold, which is the... Yep. Start terraforming the planet to restore the oceans, and as the planet's salt resources begin to build up, reanimate more and more salt vampires in stasis. That sounds like a great plan. Let's see if the Federation actually does that. I don't know if that counts. Well, canonically it counts, so yes, it counts. So, right.
And sure.
Looking forward to doing the reputation of this, because I reckon you did quite well, actually.
Yeah, my main character barely did anything.
Well,
So sure.
I
I'm
think-
looking forward to it as well.
I think you're gonna get plenty,
Let's
Well,
hope so.
and not in the way that it's a
Let's
threat.
see. Let's see if I can get back to starting reputation.
Let's see.
I
Let's see.
sincerely hope so.
So, what are your thoughts on this story?
Not
That's
bad, not bad.
Very interesting.
Took a bit to spiral into the answer.
It did a bit, yeah. Although,
But
if a Vulcan had not been present when they did decide to communicate, this would likely have turned out very, very differently. Because anyone else would not have been able to cope with that. And it would have looked like... it would have looked like an attack. It would have fallen to the ground unconscious, and probably people would have started trying to stun. And then... yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yay for Vulcan
That's good.
composure.
Yep.
Yay.
Finally had
We
a
wouldn't-
more or less happy ending.
Wouldn't yay also count as an emotion, though? I don't
Yes.
know.
So...
So yes. Yes. So did the vampires actually get to see the salt bricks in the room below? The others.
We told them
yeah,
about them.
Yeah, that's fine.
So they'll see them soon
That's
enough.
fine.
Okay. Sure.
So...
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Yes. Plus 5 rep for the captain. We'll see. We'll see what the dice say. We'll see what the dice say. So, yeah. I'm quite happy that we were able to give a little bit more history to this particular place, because ever since I first saw that, I found it a little bit strange that an entire planet's salt resources were used up, just completely used up. And so I was, even back then, I was trying to think of reasons of how that makes sense. And so now we have one.
Alright.
Yay!
Great.
Right, well, I'm glad that you had fun. I'm glad that chat's here. It's so, honestly, chat, you add so much to this. You really do.
Yes.
Indeed.
So, with that, thank you all very much for watching. This stream will be archived on YouTube. Yes, you do distract a little bit, but you do add a lot.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, with that, let's see if Roomsbath is still here. Oh, probably they are. I am
5
using
minutes till they
my
are.
lifeline to override the dice and award the captain plus 5.
Well,
Aw.
the dice
Aw.
gods. I'm afraid the dice dogs can
The
give
dice
take
dogs.
away.
Guys, talk.
The dice
yeah.
god.
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Yes, so, anyway, yeah, just a little shout out.
Staff is silent.
Little shout out. Thank you.
there
I'm
we
glad you liked it as well. It's better than the lice hogs. Yes. Yeah. So little shout out. My game Living Art is available on Steam if you want to have a look. And that's pretty much it. So
Yes.
thank you all very much for watching.
Great.
And this stream will be archived on YouTube. Wait, what? No. No.
No, it will.
And yeah. So bye everybody. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Just gonna wait for a moment. There we are. Bye bye.
Bye.